Hello and welcome back to Sauna View for our course on how to balance your weight naturally. I've been speaking about this for years, and a few years ago I wrote a big 10-page article which is available on our website titled "I Will Never Diet Again Should Be My New Year's Resolution." Because we always think of in the New Year's, when people start thinking about their health and their weight, they overindulged over the holidays and now they want to try to lose a few pounds and get on a program. And what happens is people try to get on a diet and they deprive themselves for a period of so many days. They're out of balance, it's a miserable way to live, and it doesn't work. You might lose a few pounds at first, but then because it's such a miserable way to live of deprivation and misery, you get off of it and gain the weight back and sometimes even more. Diets do not work. And so a New Year's resolution, instead of getting on a diet for the New Year's, wouldn't it be great that your New Year's resolution is that you will never diet again and you will start living a fabulous life? So this year, when I came out with a new version of this article and this information, I titled it instead, "Stop Dieting and Start Living," and kind of a play on words. Instead of dying, start living. And that's what I think of. I think dieting is a perfect word for that because it's not the way to live. The way to live is to enjoy fabulous foods in abundance that satisfy all your tastes and cravings and that help you to balance your weight naturally and feel great, both physically and emotionally. That is a new lifestyle, and that is living, and that is what we teach you here at Sauna View. So what I'm going to do is take you through a very detailed list of important points to help you learn how to balance your life and balance your weight so that you never have to worry about your weight again, and you're enjoying life and enjoying the foods that you're eating. So bear with us as we go through this incredible list that is a result of research that I have done for many years on balancing your weight. When we think of weight, we think of food or exercise. Calories in minus calories out. Well, guess what? It's not that. It is some of that. But the first thing we like to consider is your sleep. Can you believe that sleep is the first most important thing we want to consider if you're trying to balance your weight? People don't realize in this country how important sleep is, and having good sleep habits not only help you rest and rejuvenate, but they truly help balance every function in your body. So let's look at this. You want to get good quality sleep and plenty of it. By making sleep a priority in your body and brain chemistry come in balance, and that balances your metabolism and your insulin levels, which is your blood sugar. There was an article done in the U.S. News and World Report titled "Sleeplessness in America" by Susan Brink. And she wrote about how the lack of sufficient sleep reduces a person's chance for a healthy life. When you sleep, your body has an opportunity to rejuvenate your nervous system while it heals and repairs your body through a process of cleansing and detoxifying. All of this is critical for maintaining good health and a balanced weight. In an article by Dr. Rita Marie Lascalzo titled "Lack of Sufficient Sleep Makes You Fat," we learn how hanging to unwanted pounds and belly fat are related to disrupted sleep patterns. So here's what happens, and I find this to be fascinating. Insufficient sleep decreases your serotonin and your dopamine production, which leads to cravings for sugary foods in your body's futile effort to try to increase these hormones. The lack of sleep increases your ghrelin, which is the amount of hormone that makes you feel hungry. And it decreases your leptin, which is a hormone that helps you feel full and satiated after eating. I just had a client yesterday. She said, "I'm always hungry. I can eat all the time." And the first thing I said to her, "Are you sleeping?" And she said, "Of course not." So I know, number one, that's the thing that we want to consider and to improve. So without the balance of these two hormones, you will have cravings for unhealthy foods, and your hunger will continue even after eating. Growth hormones, which enable you to burn fat and build muscle, are diminished with a lack of sleep. So even if you are at your good weight, but you want to get fit and build more muscle, you're not going to be able to do that as easily and successfully if you, number one, don't get good sleep first. And finally, not achieving enough good quality rest will increase your stress hormone, which is your cortisol level, and that will increase blood sugar and insulin levels, which leads to belly fat. And we know that this is an indication for high risk for diabetes, type 2 diabetes. So, number one thing that you want to consider, not only for feeling good emotionally and physically, feeling rested and your moods balanced, is also if you're trying to balance your weight and feel good about your body image and manage your food cravings and your metabolism, you must get good quality sleep. Please visit our website to read a whole article on tips to help you improve your sleep habits. But we will also be creating an entire course here on SanaView teaching you ways to improve sleep. So now we're getting into food. Whole plant foods, colorful, wonderful, tasty, delicious, whole fruits, vegetables, whole grains, bean, peas, nuts, and seeds. Why? Why are whole plant foods so important for balancing your weight? Well, we're going to go through many important topics. We think of high fat foods as causing us to be fat. Well, plant foods are naturally low in fat. When you look at animal-based foods such as meat and dairy and fish and things like that, they're very high in fat. The leanest beef is 29% of the calories are fat. The leanest chicken today is 26% or 23%, depending on what you're eating. It's not as big of a difference as we think of. But plant foods are 2 to 6% of the calories are fat. So you fill up also on the fiber that is part of eating plant foods. Fiber is another word for plant roughage. Fiber is only found in plant foods. Again, what do I mean by plant foods? Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, peas, nuts, and seeds, and any whole plant food. And yes, fiber helps you eliminate efficiently, which helps your body detoxify, which is critical for balancing your weight and keeping a slim waistline. Fiber is important for supporting your liver for detoxification. But fiber also fills you up and you feel satisfied. People say, oh, I could never be vegetarian. I can't fill up on eating a salad. Well, we're not saying just eat a salad. What we'll teach you here at SanaView is how to have an abundance of wonderful, rich, healthy, delicious, satisfying foods that are mostly made from plant foods. And you want to learn to read labels. So, for example, there are many vegetarians out there that eat French fries and potato chips. These are not the foods I'm talking about. These are not healthy, high in fat. Fried foods are a disaster for you and just shouldn't be having them in your diet. So what we're talking about are whole plant foods, right? The real food in its whole form as much as possible. But when we're not eating the whole foods and we're eating some packaged foods, you really want to learn to read the ingredient labels. And we have an entire course for you here at SanaView on reading food labels. And that is a fascinating video that teaches you simple ways to watch ingredients in the foods you're eating and to choose wisely. You do not have to be a nutrition expert to learn how to read labels. You just need to be smart and take one moment to read the ingredients of what you're putting in your body. And that makes a huge difference in your health and well-being. So, fiber from natural whole plant foods helps you feel full and helps you eliminate the things your body wants to get rid of. And we have a talk by Dr. Marie Servard, and they talk about when you eat foods that are high in fiber, it also balances the delivery of glucose or blood sugar into your bloodstream. When you eat a food that's high in fiber, your blood sugar is slowed. And this is really interesting. Okay, so let's look at this. Plant foods are naturally low in fat, high in fiber, and that fiber helps your body eliminate, detoxify, fill you up, and balance your blood sugar. So people say, well, wait a minute. Nuts and seeds, avocados, these are plant foods, but they're really high in fat. But these are fats that are healthy for you. They're monounsaturated fats, they're anti-inflammatory, and a little bit of fat in your diet is good for you. We're not saying no fat, but choose fats that are healthier for you. And we're going to talk about in this discussion today how some of these plant fats actually help boost your metabolism and help you slim down. But these foods that have some fat, like nuts and seeds and avocados, also have fiber, and this supports your body as we just discussed. But also, some plant foods seem to be high in sugar, such as some fruits. Well, remember, these are natural sugars coming from a whole plant food, and because of the fiber that's in these whole plant foods, it balances your blood sugar. So when you eat a banana or some grapes, the fiber and the nutrients help slow that increase of blood sugar in your bloodstream and really helps balance the whole insulin response. If any of you have ever followed Weight Watchers, you know that vegetables have 0 points. So you can eat as many as you want, and that's the key. So since we know that plant foods are the only source of fiber, I want to refer back to a study that was done by Dr. Savard. He did a study of 2,900 adults and found that those that ate the most fiber weighed less and had lower insulin levels and a slimmer waistline than those that ate the least. And what's really interesting is these plant foods also have chromium. And they're a very high source of chromium. And chromium is something that helps you properly metabolize proteins and carbs and fat and increases insulin sensitivity for balancing your blood sugar. Chromium also has been found to help you build muscle. And it's really interesting because when you do get some exercise and you do build a little bit of toned muscle, it also helps boost your metabolism and help you lose weight. So with these whole plant foods, here's another example that you should consider. Blueberries. Include berries in your diet. The antioxidants, some of the nutrients that are in berries, have been found to help slim your waistline. So this is incredible, and they're absolutely delicious. There had been some research at the University of Michigan Cardiovascular Center, and they found that the increase of blueberries and berries in the diet helped reduce belly fat and help prevent diabetes. So, what do you do with blueberries that's so fabulous and delicious? You definitely have to see our recipes at sonofyou.com. I do wonderful blueberry smoothies, and my favorite thing to do with blueberries is our blueberry pie. Yes, a wonderful, delicious blueberry pie that's made with just almonds and dates for the crust, and blueberries and dates and a little lemon juice for the filling. You don't even have to bake it. It takes 5 minutes to make, and you get a wonderful, satisfying blueberry pie that's absolutely good for you, no simple sugar, and it is delicious. So with these whole plant foods, high in fiber, also consider grains. Whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, these are wonderful for you. And you do want to avoid processed grains. Now clearly, cookies, cakes, bread is also an issue if you want to be balancing your weight. And I notice that when I have people with diabetes. They can eat rice, they can eat potatoes, they can even eat pasta with lots of vegetables and a great fresh salad, and their blood sugar is fine. But it seems like when they take in bread, their blood sugar really spikes. So be careful with some of these processed grains and continue to include whole grains and whole plant foods into your diet. When you continue to eat a diet rich with these plant foods, try to choose a wide variety of colors also, the colors of the rainbow, because each different color has different antioxidants, and these different antioxidants, which are called flavonoids, do provide benefits to slimming your body and balancing your insulin levels. And these antioxidants are really good for helping your body fight illness as well. What's interesting is the real colorful grapes and the berries, as I mentioned, have other antioxidants that have been proven to significantly lower your blood sugar. For example, red grapes. Red grapes have something in it called resveratrol, which has been found to activate certain DNA repair enzymes that replicate calorie restriction. So by including delicious red grapes in your diet, not only are you satisfying cravings for sweets and delicious foods, but at the same time, you're creating in your body a similar reaction as to restricting calories. So this is why we're finding when people fill their diets with high amounts of whole plant foods, everything in their body is balancing and helping them balance their weight naturally. So it's not only what you eat, but it's also what you drink that you want to consider. You might be eating really healthy, wonderful foods, but if you're downing sugary drinks, then you're just taking in all of those extra calories. And that is going to defeat all of the good work that you're doing in eating healthy. I recommend that you start your day with a glass of water. Start your day with a glass of filtered or spring water so that you can be hydrated first. Every cell of your body is at least 70% water, your brain even more so. How can your metabolism even function properly if your body's dehydrated? So start with a glass of water. I even recommend a second glass of water with a squeeze of lemon or lime or apple cider vinegar. But also drink water between meals throughout the day, mostly between meals. A little bit with meals is fine. Being hydrated is critical. Also notice that if you're ever having a strange food craving, especially for sweets, have a glass of water first. Usually you're just dehydrated and that's why you're craving a sweet junk food. Do not do artificial sweeteners. So people say, well, I'm drinking diet soda, so isn't that better? That is worse for you than actually drinking sugary drinks. Artificial sweeteners are a disaster for your health. They're chemicals that you're pouring into your body. As a matter of fact, they have been found to cause people to increase weight because it seems to mess up your ability to feel satiated. And it also has been found to cause neurological problems and mood and emotion problems. Please, no artificial sweeteners at all. And that means Splenda, NutraSweet, aspartame, all of those. Just get rid of them, check your refrigerator, check your pantry, and if anything has artificial sweeteners, I want you to put it in the garbage. If you are accustomed to drinking sweet drinks like soda pop and so forth, I do have some suggestions for you. Number one, if you are going to sweeten things, try stevia, which is a natural 0-calorie sweetener. Again, I don't want you eating any artificial sweeteners. If you have anything in your refrigerator or in your pantry, I want you to throw it away. It's that bad for you. But try stevia. Or also we have a sweetener called Lakanto, which we get from out of the country, but it's a wonderful 0-calorie sweetener that's a 1-for-1 sugar alternative. Stevia is great. It is 400 times sweeter than sugar. Lakanto is the same sweetness. So if you have a recipe that calls for half a cup of sugar, you can use Lakanto, and it's natural, 0-calorie, 0 glycemic index, 0 insulin response. But let's say you're really used to drinking soda pop, and it would be impossible for you to just give that up. Try getting sparkling spring water and adding some organic fruit juice. You would be surprised how fabulous this is. I just did this for a workshop I did where there were a lot of children at the workshop. And we did a really big pitcher of sparkling water, organic fruit juice, and we put in there floating berries, blueberries and strawberries, and it was so delicious and so much fun. The children loved it. I bet even better than they would if they had some soda pop, because it just tastes wonderful. So there's things you can do. There's even natural soda pop at the health food store sweetened with stevia. There's one brand called Zevia, and I know there are many others to choose from today. So again, you don't have to give up taste and texture. You just want to make smarter choices so that you feel good and look your best. Try also drinking green tea. Green tea has been proven to help boost your metabolism. As a matter of fact, Dr. Andrew Weil recommends having 4 cups a day. What's incredible is green tea is also high in antioxidants, and it's a wonderful anti-inflammatory. So you're doing yourself many benefits overall, including boosting your metabolism. The next point that we want to cover is that healthy fats make you skinny. I already mentioned that yes, you need some fat in your diet. We're not talking about a no-fat diet, but you want to get healthy fats from plant foods such as nuts and seeds, avocados, olives, coconut. These have wonderful fats that support your body's ability to be healthy and have a balanced weight. All fat is the highest calorie food. As a matter of fact, any fat is 9 calories per gram, and that is the highest calorie food. But what's really fascinating about learning how to balance your weight naturally is you do not have to count calories. That is not important at all. If you want to count calories and that makes you feel good, that's fine. I never count anything. And I never even have to worry about my weight. And I love to eat, and I eat a lot. And if I'm choosing the right foods, that's never even a consideration anymore. And I remember years ago when I used to work in the corporate world, and I didn't really know about eating healthy like I know today. I thought I was eating healthy, but I always had extra pounds on me. And I remember I used to kill myself running 10 miles, trying to make sure I could fit into my pants and into my skirt. I don't need to do that anymore because I'm eating an abundance of these healthy foods. But I do include nuts and seeds and avocados in my diet. And what's fascinating is research was done that is often referenced by Dr. Andrew Weil, that there were a group of 2 people that were on the same calorie diet. There were 2 groups. One group included nuts and seeds and avocados in their diet. The other group did not. But remember what I said, they were eating the same number of calories. The group that ate nuts and seeds lost more weight. So what's going on there? The same calories, but they're actually eating a whole plant food that has some fat. So don't hesitate to have a handful of raw nuts and seeds in your diet. I'm not talking about the ones that are roasted and salted and loaded with all kinds of unhealthy fats and oils. I'm talking simply raw nuts and seeds. They're also wonderful sorts of protein and fiber and antioxidants as well. So eat your nuts. That's what we like to say. As a matter of fact, there's research done by David Jenkins at the University of Toronto. And he is quoted as saying, nuts appear to be well suited as part of weight-reducing diets. As a matter of fact, nuts are good for diabetics too. In a 3-month study summarized in Diabetes Care of August 2011, Dr. Jenkins mentions how a 2-ounce serving of a variety of raw nuts as a replacement for carbohydrates helped to reduce blood sugar and bad cholesterol levels in the participants. And I find this, I do this myself. If I'm craving like a piece of cake in the evening, I'll have a banana with almond butter. And it's sweet and creamy, and those healthy fats help satisfy me, and it's just delicious. So it replaces that desire for a processed carb with bad fats and simple sugar. Also, it's found that coconut oil is one of those fats that really help improve your health. It's highly anti-inflammatory, and it also nourishes your thyroid. And nourishing your thyroid is also an important point for balancing your weight naturally, which we will cover here in a moment. Some of the healthy fats that we do get from plant foods are omega-3 fats. Omega-3 come from flax and walnuts and chia seeds and hemp seeds, and these specifically have been found to boost your metabolism. We also know of these fats as being anti-inflammatory, and really they're there to support neurological and cardiovascular health. The next point that is so important is I don't want you to skip meals. So many people think that when they get up in the morning, if they skip breakfast because they're not really hungry in the morning, that they'll save calories and therefore lose weight. Study has been done that shows that if you skip breakfast, there's nothing you can do the rest of the day, no matter how healthy you eat, to balance your brain and body chemistry. When you skip breakfast, your body thinks it's like starving, and therefore your metabolism is going to decrease, and the next time you eat, your body's going to hang on to everything it can. So please learn to get up in the morning after having a good night's sleep, start your day with water, and have something for breakfast, and pick something healthy. If you're not hungry in the morning and you're not a big breakfast eater, at least consider having an apple and a handful of almonds, or something simple and delicious. And do choose something from the plant food group. Our next point is to check your vitamin D levels. I highly recommend to all of my clients and all the people that attend my speaking engagements that they have their vitamin D blood test completed by their doctor. You want to take that test and have the result and monitor it yourself. They often will say that normal is between 25 and 50, but actually I like to encourage you to get 50 to 100, which is more of an optimal level. But if your vitamin D is low, your metabolism will not be supported. And vitamin D is there for so many other things, such as prevention of cancer, diabetes, autoimmune disease, even your bone health is relying on proper vitamin D levels. Do get in the sun during the warm months, 15 to 20 minutes without sunscreen. I don't want you to burn, but that's the best way to get vitamin D. And during the cold months, please consider supplementing. And if you want any suggestions on a good healthy supplement, contact us here at SanaView. Watch portions only of those foods that you know are unhealthy for you, like a really high-fat food or a sugary food. And this is what I recommend to people. When you're in a good lifestyle like this, not on a diet, then every now and then, if it's somebody's birthday and you want to have a little bit of cake and ice cream, you can have that and enjoy that because that's a special occasion, but that's not something you would do on a daily basis. Again, what you want to learn is how to have desserts that are perfectly healthy for you. But when you are in a situation where you're exposed to foods that you know are not best for you, that's when you want to have portion control. You do not have to have any portion control of these other foods that are healthy for you. And that is an abundance of whole plant foods. Eat mindfully, our next point for you today. We have an entire article and a series on our webinars where we teach you about mindful eating, especially during the holidays. And what do I mean by that? And this is really important when it comes to balancing your weight. Take a moment when you're about to eat and ask yourself, are you really hungry? Do monitor your hunger level, or are you just eating for emotional reasons or for stress levels? When you take a moment and pay attention to that, then it's helping you become more aware of your eating habits. A lot of us do emotional eating, and it's okay to do that as long as you're choosing foods that support your health instead of foods that are bad for your health. But take a moment, monitor your hunger levels, and then pay attention to the food. So imagine this. You're thinking about where the food came from. You're looking at it and seeing the amazing colors and textures. Smell the aroma. And then take a bite of food and chew slowly and really taste that food. And when you take a moment and think about where this food is coming from, is it grown naturally with love from a farmer who cares about the plants and the soil and earth and the air, or the animals, if you're choosing to eat animals, then you take those few moments to think about all of this. And soon you will realize that that food is very satisfying. It's important for the food to fulfill you at many levels. It's not just satisfying hunger, but it's truly fulfilling you emotionally. When you take a few minutes to consider your hunger level, you look at the food, you smell it, you taste it, you think about where it came from. Soon, the fulfilling nature of that food satisfies those emotional needs. And this is really key for helping you balance your weight. Do not deprive yourself of tastes and textures you love. Okay, so for example, we already talked about sweets. Don't give up the sweet taste, just learn to have desserts that are healthy for you. But also, what about creamy tastes and textures? Definitely, we can accomplish that and visit our website and look at our creamy dressings. Our creamy dressings have no cream in them. There's no high-fat dairy in them, but there's wonderful ingredients. Like our creamy cucumber dressing, it's just cucumber and some olive oil, and you blend it up with some herbs and spices, and it becomes white and creamy and delicious. We have a ranch dressing made with cashews instead of dairy. We also have a tahini dressings, which are my favorite. So there are ways to satisfy all your tastes and textures with foods that are healthy for you. Let's say you want a big, fat, juicy burger. Well, that's very high in fat, high in hormones, high in cholesterol, all of the things that are going to cause health challenges and weight gain. How about a veggie burger and load it with ketchup and mustard, whatever it is that you love, that you crave? How about some onions and tomatoes and some lettuce? How about a grilled portobello mushroom on a bun and flavor it accordingly? Okay, so satisfy those cravings. What about pizza? People say, well, do you eat pizza? That can't be good for you. I love pizza. And when we get pizza delivered, I get this big, juicy pizza with all kinds of vegetables, tomatoes, and tomato sauce, and spinach, and broccoli, and artichokes, and onions, and peppers, and mushrooms. And I say, hold the cheese. I'm holding the high-fat, high-cholesterol, high-hormone ingredient, but instead enjoying a big, juicy pizza without the things that are going to cause you to gain weight. Okay, if after all of this, you're still having trouble losing a few pounds or balancing your weight, consider eliminating wheat and gluten. There's something about the way they're growing wheat today. It's very hybridized. It's no longer these tall strands of wheat flowing in the wind. They're short and stocky. And a lot of people we're noticing are not only having digestive problems because of issues with wheat and gluten, but also you may put on a few extra pounds. So it's really interesting. And maybe also because when you start eliminating wheat and gluten, you start to cut back on breads and some things like that that could also be contributing to weight gain. You may say, well, I've been tested for celiac disease and I don't have that, and so have I. I've been tested for wheat sensitivities and my doctor says I don't have any wheat sensitivities, but I notice if I eat it too often that I don't feel as good. So just a consideration. Another concern with balancing your weight is your thyroid, and to make sure that you have a healthy thyroid is to nourish your thyroid properly. And to do that, you want to eat a lot of colorful vegetables, a lot of green leafy vegetables, but specifically, there's something called sea vegetables or seaweed that has natural iodine that has been found to nourish your thyroid. I do have an article on the website at sonofyou.com that is titled, What on Earth Are Sea Vegetables? Be sure to take a look at that, and we'll be doing a lot more video courses teaching you more about using seaweed in your diet and your recipes. It's so simple and really delicious and adds incredible nutrients to your foods. One food that we really love to have is we like to make vegetable nori, and it's kind of like a California roll, but we use avocados and cucumbers and spinach, and the nori is a seaweed. I also love to make our vegetable noodle soup, and again, all of these recipes are on our website. And I love to cook wakame in the soup. It adds nutrients and minerals to the broth. At the same time, we're getting the natural iodine from the seaweed. Very, very good for nourishing your thyroid. Please do get some exercise. Okay, we're talking about balancing our weight. We've talked about good sleep, eating right, drinking drinks that are not loaded with sugar, satisfying all your tastes and textures, eating healthy fat. But we do need to consider exercise. Yes, your body needs to move. Now, as I told you, I've noticed that ever since I started eating better, I don't need to run 10 miles in order to feel good with my body image and to fit in my clothing. But I do love to go on a hike with my dogs in the woods each day, and I love to do a little bit of weight-bearing exercise. So some cardiovascular workout, even if it's in a mild form, choose something you love to do. It's very good for you, but also a little bit of weight-bearing. When you tone your muscles, you will boost your metabolism and burn more fat and more calories during the day. But also weight-bearing exercises are really important for bone health. So please do find a way. You don't need to be a major bodybuilder, but even women, get a little 5 or 10 pound weights to lift, learn to get down and do some push-ups, do some weight-bearing on your hips and thighs by walking, and do some upper body as well. And finally, I want to talk about something called thermogenesis. This plays a very important role in your body's ability to burn calories. And there are certain foods that you can eat that boost your body's ability to burn or increase your thermogenesis. And I found this to be very fascinating because when the core temperature of your body increases, it stimulates your metabolism and stimulates your energy output, which helps you stay slim because you're burning those extra calories. And there are certain foods that have been known to boost your thermogenesis, and they include foods like hot peppers, like cayenne and chili pepper, black pepper, ginger, mustard, green tea, and even apple cider vinegar. So one of the things I love to make is my Mayan hot chocolate. And this is amazing because it satisfies all your kind of tastes and cravings. At the same time, it boosts your metabolism and helps you lose weight. Look for that recipe on our website. But what that is if you ever heard that cocoa actually comes from Central and South America, and that's where the Mayans originated. And they were known for using a lot of cocoa in their diet. And what they love to do is put chili pepper with their cocoa. So what I've done is I created this drink that is so delicious, helps you lose weight. It is hot water, like you're steaming water, like you're gonna make tea. You can also warm a non-dairy milk, like almond milk. I add pure cocoa and stevia to sweeten it. And there you've got a hot chocolate. And that's actually really healthy for you. Cocoa is known for boosting your metabolism as well, and it's anti-inflammatory and is wonderful. But then if you add a few other extra ingredients like chili pepper, cinnamon, and vanilla, you create what I call a party in your mouth. Wonderful, delicious, warm, sweet, chocolatey with the vanilla flavor, the cinnamon flavor, and a little bit of chili pepper is amazing for your taste buds and great for your body image and your weight. So play around with ideas like that to boost your thermogenesis and help boost your metabolism. Also consider reducing stress in your life or managing stress. When you have a lot of stress, then that increases your cortisol levels and will increase fat around your middle. So please practice ways to find peace in your life, whether it's prayer, meditation, yoga, deep breathing. And we teach you all about these concepts on our site. Also, just getting out and going for a walk on any day, whether it's rain or shine, you will find that being out in nature and breathing deeply and enjoying some fresh air, you will help reduce your stress levels as well. So if after all of this, you still have a few more pounds lingering, then do contact me at sonofyou.com and I will talk you through a consideration of getting on a detox program. And that would be a simple little cleanse kit that I would recommend based on your individual needs. And what those do is they're simple herbal remedies that you take that help pull toxins from the cells of your body, capture them, and help you eliminate them. The fat cells of your body will hang on to toxins. And so sometimes you need, after eating healthy and sleeping well and drinking good water and getting some exercise, you still have those few pounds. Your body's hanging on to something it shouldn't have anymore. So when you put yourself on a cleanse and detox program, it kind of gives your body a jump start to release those things and will help your fat cells clean out and help you slim down. These are suggestions for you to help balance your weight naturally. There is no longer a reason to feel unhappy with your body image or unhealthy. And I want you to remember to think positively. Think kind thoughts about yourself. Don't tell yourself when you're eating, oh, this is bad for me, it's going to make me fat. That's not going to help at all. I want you to tell yourself that you're ready to live a healthier life and feel good about all aspects of your life. And one of those is to really start taking care of yourself, doing the suggestions I gave to you today, and really start feeling good about the way you look and your energy levels and your mood and emotions. All of that comes back to thinking positively, loving yourself, and taking care of yourself. And that is a key step to starting to balance your weight naturally and balancing your life. You are ready now to begin to live a better life. Feel good about the way you look, your energy levels, and your overall outlook for a happy and healthy life. Thank you for joining us at Son of You.